Bird nerds, let's pull that down. How are you, bird nerds, plant nerds, wildlife gardeners, green thumbs, brown thumbs? Um, People who just like to create a happy and healthy environment for the wildlife living around you. Um, you know what helps with that is keeping keeping those things indoor at night. Um, just excuse me for a minute. There's something unusual going on at my place. Just let me just check. Let me just check. There's some very unusual noise at the front door. Hold on. I'll be back in just a sec. Oh, the joys of live streaming. Just just stupid neighbours. That's all. Stupid neighbours. Okay, folks. Today. Just going to go over some of the places that you can look toward to buy some plants that might fit nicely into your habitat garden, your wildlife garden. Now, let me just find the first one I want to talk about because I bought a lot of plants from, um, where is it? Where is it? Here we are, from this nursery. And just open it up there. We'll pop over. There we are. So unless people are commenting and have suggestions, let me make my usual comments for Instagram. Instagram folk, it's much easier to join in. You're welcome to stay on Instagram, but if you actually want to join in, comment, say things that I will be able to take notice of, head over to YouTube, thebirdemergency.com/YouTube. Subscribe there. You'll get all the notifications when I go live. I don't always stream to Instagram when I'm streaming to YouTube, so that's just a hint. Now, this is a nursery that is in East Victoria, north of Sale and Maffra, in the hilly country there, around near Lake Glenmaggie, called Wild Tech Plants. Now, they only used to be a wholesaler. They would only sell to other growers who would then grow plants on and also to landscape. I used to buy from them and grow on. Now, the reason I really liked Wild Tech was because they had such a wide variety of quite difficult to find plants. For instance, if we go into their collector's corner section of their online catalogue, wildtechnursery.com.au, just so you know. Look at some of these amazing plants. Now, the really cool plants sell out really, really fast, but you can order ahead and be sure to get them. Now, I'm not sure of the sizes that they always come in. Usually, I think they're I think they're 40 mil tube stock. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But Acacia glaucoptera, one of my absolute faves, really good. Now, so many of them they don't actually have photos of. But what's one we're always looking for? We're always looking for Grevillea shiresi, aren't we? So let's go back to the catalogue and see if we've got Grevillea shiresi. Search. Well, out of stock, but it's certainly on the list there. Now everything they sell, they send out by Australia Post. They dispatch early in the week, and they arrive later. They have standard cartons between 36 and 106 plants, and the large carton can hold up to 112 plants. So, depending on the sizes that you are buying. So, anyway, let's have a look at the About Us just so we can. Wildtech, located at Glen Maggie and Hayfield in the foothills of the Great Dividing Range in Gippsland. Sounds like they now have two. Now have two locations. They were only at Glen Maggie when I used to buy from them. Been propagators since 1985. Terrific. In my experience, they were a fantastic nursery. So, there we are. Now, lots of the nurseries, and I'm not really giving you any tips that you can't work out for yourself. An intelligent Google search will help you find a good native or indigenous nursery in your area. I apologise if you're not in the eastern states of Australia. That's really what I'm focusing on today. But the same process you can easily do. For instance, Audubon and I think the American Bird Conservancy both have reference lists of places you can buy suitable plants for all your different growing zones. And the indigenous plant movement is gathering steam all over the world as biodiversity is almost inherent when we discuss conservation, and we're talking about local plants to support and repair, revegetate local habitat, local ecosystems. There's a real demand for locally sourced seed or cutting stock to be used in both large and small scale projects. So I'm just scooting through a few. Indigigrow, which is indigigrow.com.au. They're from the eastern suburbs, Banksia Scrub. So I think, where are they? La Perouse, near Botany. There we are. You can see lots of volunteers. It's a Indigenous-owned nursery. I think it's a co-op from memory. Let's have a look at their store. Now they are. Looks like they're. Just want to make sure. Where's the catalogue? Not sure. Anyway, it looks like they are quite limited in the rest in terms of their catalogue, but very particular about being local. Oh, look at this. Some of them are all the different sizes. Let's have a look. Out of stock. So no sizes. All right. That's a really common problem when you are looking online, that Loz is throwing a fit outside the window. It pays to plan ahead and buy ahead if you do want to get hold of locally sourced stock. Now, this is another Sydney nursery, Terry Hills, Harvest Seeds and Native Plants. Let's have a look at their stock list. Now they're selling seed as well as plants. Let's have a look at the list. Boy, there's and they sell in 40 mil, 50 mil, 140 mil. So we're talking about general nursery sizes. There's not much available in 40 mil, so let's just, looks like nothing. 50 mil. So that's a small 5 centimetre pot. Yeah, they have a fairly good range. Again, it's aimed at Terry Hills, the Hills district of Sydney. Let me share the right tab. Here we are. So this is the stock list for. It's a Google Doc too, so you can probably download it. Harvest Seeds and Native Plants. harvestseeds-nativeplants.com.au. Mona Vale Road in Terry Hills. Now, I have been in touch with Sydney Wildflower Nursery. We've talked about them before on the show. Have reached out to them for. Nothing I hate more than an autoplay track. So no, I don't like that at all. Look, they've got an extensive stock list, over 1,200 species, I say, and you can buy them in 140 mil, which is a 6-inch, or 200 mil, which is the 8-inch pots. So they're I don't want to say a standard run-of-the-mill retail nursery, but they are selling you established plants rather than tube stock. Let's see, no comments. Let's just check Insta. Lost McKees. That's an interesting, a very interesting. I don't know what to do with that Instagram lag. So Sydney Wildflower Nursery. Where are they located? I've forgotten. Heathcote in New South Wales. SydneyWildflowerNursery.com.au. Now let's just keep moving along. Bunya Native Nursery, another Sydney native plant nursery. bunyanativenursery.com.au. Um, they're affiliated or supporters of Hills Bush Care. So they're in the Hills District. Let's have a look at our plants. So you can get them as cells, tube stock, and a range of pot sizes and tree bags. So they'll do established plants as well. Now they have 350 species plus, and they do say that for prices you had better contact them via their email. So you can't really search their stock list. But they are committed to growing local plants, and I believe they will contract seed collect for you and collect. They will propagate to order. So if you're in that part of Sydney, I would suggest. Oh, let me get that. I keep forgetting to change over. So, Bunya Native Plant Nursery. Let's have a look. Who are there? Our manager is able to provide invaluable knowledge of Western Sydney native species and has extensive local provenance knowledge. Our manager has been to source and grow rare, interesting and hard to grow native species from a wide range of localities. Many of these species and variations are only found through Bunya Native Nursery. So, if you're in that Western Sydney region, check them out. Okay. Now, I used to buy plants from the Victorian Indigenous Nurseries Co-op. They are located in Fairfield in Melbourne. They sell to retail and to the trade. So, 250 species of local Indigenous plants for the Melbourne area. Let's have a look at the catalogue. Oh, they're broken up into sections. Let's just have a look at shrubs for the hell of it and see what we get. Let's look. I actually need some Banksia marginata, so let me see what we've got. We're not getting any prices or anything, any info there. Okay. Next, I wanted to just show you can find heaps of these businesses and nurseries on Facebook as well. Victorian Indigenous Nurseries Co-op, VINC was what we were just looking at. You can look at the Australian Native Plant Society. This is the Victorian branch webpage. They have a map that shows you native plant nurseries and public gardens where you can see them in a mature state. So look up the Australian Plant Society or Australian Native Plants group. Let's just flick through a few more. Queensland. Where to buy native plants? You can just go to npq.org.au, which is Native Plants Queensland, and by region, they have recommended nurseries. And they've got some social proof up there as well. Okay, so this is another one for Queensland. Peyton Park Native Nursery. Now, let me pop this one up. There we are. this has been well recommended over many years. The people behind this nursery, so I just thought I'd let you see it. Stock list. They're at the Gap, so in the again the hills region of Brisbane, along the river. Powerful owl country. Um, Looking further afield, Coolum, Sunshine Coast region. Coolum Native Nursery, Community Nursery. Let's see what their stock list says. So they're basically a wholesale nursery, but but they do have membership. So I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Coastal Community Native Nursery Incorporated. What are the benefits? Yes. All right. Now, the point I am making with showing you all of these things, sorry, Coolum Native Nursery, what's that? CoolumNatives.com. Natives Are Us. nativesareus.com.au. Now, they do a whole lot of online sales. They're again in Queensland. Traviston, and they have an 11-page stock list. So I'm guessing there is plenty available. Look at that. And they have things like butterfly attracting. Well, they need some more photos, don't they? Now, Traviston, didn't I say they were? Yeah, Traviston. 4570. This is another nursery that I used to source stock from, Uruga. They're in Walkerman on the Atherton Tablelands. So, North Queensland supplier. Let's have a look what their stock list says. So they sell in 140ml or 6-inch pots. They sell in tube stock, and they also sell advanced plants. Let's have a look. Retail list. Most of their stock is in 6-inch, although they do have, here's a whole lot in tubes. So you're looking at about $5 for a tube on average there. Look, plenty of stock. Look at all that. So specialist for the tropics. I haven't gone around to every city. It just too hard. Did I share the Eureka? Yes, I did. Okay, this is the Native Plant Project. Now, this is an online seller. Basically, I have a funny feeling that they are a bit of a I think they will pack for a number of nurseries. I'm not 100% sure, but let's have a look what they say in there about Alan and Carol Schwartz. Oh, here we go. They're yeah, I thought they were a number. Yeah, I think they are a number of growers coming together. Our e-nursery will help you start your own native plant collection with plant boxes of single varieties or curated boxes carefully grown, selected and shipped direct to your door, excluding West Australia, Tasmania and Northern Territory. I think we've mentioned before that there are some issues about sending plant stock to different parts of the country. Now, what I'll point out here is that they are supplying specialist plants, but usually they're cultivars, selected varieties of plants. They're not what we would generally call an indigenous plant nursery. So, but their plants can fill different purposes. Nativeplantproject.com.au. So, Australian Native Plant Society Australia. This is a great website. And they have a list of nurseries that will sell by mail order, but also they have native plant nurseries listed by state. So, special purpose nurseries. Victorian Native Plant Society, beg your pardon, Australian Native Plant Society is a fantastic body, and I encourage you to poke around their website and get to know some of the other nurseries in their network, and also lots and lots of resources. I mean, over the years, I have heavily mined their information. I mean, when I was getting my nursery going and looking for ideas and looking for varieties that were not usually out in the trade, Australian Native Plant Society was, along with the National Botanic Gardens web pages, extremely important. Here's another one. This is another Brisbane or another Queensland, Sunshine Coast. Now they sell exotics as well as natives, but you'll get a lot of specialty plants that you can find at Rosemount, rosemountnursery.com.au. The last one I want to talk about is Native Plants Queensland, and they have I've been to the coastal dry tropics, or I've been to the Rose Bay Nursery run by the Townsville City Council there. The point I really want to make, and I'll just come back to here. Hello Naomi, thanks for the Facebook Club. The point I really want to make, and while we're just wandering through seemingly aimlessly through these nursery pages, is you will probably have an indigenous nursery within your region, if not really close within your region. Land care, bush care, revegetation, all of these bodies, community nurseries. If you have biodiversity officers at your local council, reach out, and if there's particular plants that you want to get, often they'll never be advertised online. You'll never see them in catalogues, but people are growing them. So reach out, develop your own local network. There will be experts in your region, in your town, in your city, probably whatever you're trying to do, somebody will have already done it and can pass on the benefits of their experience. So, if you've got comments, questions, anything you would like to say or contribute, now's the time to do it. I haven't prepared anything more than that. I really thought after last week talking about where not to buy plants or where to consider not to buy plants, and with Naomi's question about sort of where can you find the plants, it's a lot of legwork really, and a lot of the people who grow the plants that we might really be interested in are often just very small operators and often part-time. Often they're enthusiasts rather than running a business focused on selling lots of plants. I think, as I mentioned, there's now all sorts of structural issues in the whole plant supply chain. Without going back over that again, that's one of the reasons why it can be difficult to find what you want. But make contact. Sometimes it'll take a while for people to get back to you. Sometimes you'll have to leave a voicemail or even on an old answering machine. That's very common in plant nurseries still, if they still have their landlines, and a lot of places do. Reach out and just make contact, have a chat, get to know what that nursery, what that grower can help you with. Maybe they'll put you in touch with somebody else. Maybe you'll have to get some seed. Or maybe you'll find some reasonably priced plants at a community nursery. But they're rarely advertised. You might have to go to the sales, like the Botanic Garden sales and surplus stock from re-veg groups and whatnot. But that's about all I really wanted to talk about today. So I need to spend some time with Loz. He's out there composing more of his Whistly songs. What do I want to tell you about? Beg your pardon. Coming up on Monday morning. Let me look at my 9 a.m. Monday morning. I'll be talking with Claire Neems. I'll start popping out the explainers about Claire and her work and some images on the socials. Start doing that today. Claire will be talking to me about her research that has supported her PhD, which is recently awarded, about birds, migratory birds, and how they adapt to human pressures. And cats are part of that work, but not only cats. And we'll talk about that. And then around midday, it's the return of Dr. Holly Parsons. So Holly will be with us. And there's been a couple of interesting articles recently about urban birds and urban spaces that I would like to get Holly's reaction to. That might be good, and her comments. And let's look also coming up on the 3rd, which is Friday. So that'll be next Friday, the 3rd of May. Myron Belay, who is a proponent of redevelopment, and it sort of follows on from the conversation we had. It's a year ago or more now, that I had with Martin Ty about degrowth. What happens if we achieve degrowth? How do we then do some repair? And Myron says whatever development has messed up, redevelopment can repair, alleviate, reinvigorate. So that will be the that discussion. So that's 9 a.m. on Friday, this coming Friday. There's a few more things in the works where we've got to get some times organised. We'll be talking about some more bioacoustics. I'm hoping we'll be finally talking about mistletoe, magpies. Hear that, grumpy lorikeet? I've actually got some interviews lined up too, or not locked in yet, but about lorikeets. Couple of nurseries that will lock in, but hopefully they're going to lock in for May. For Habitat gardening. Yeah, Loz really needs some attention, so I'm going to go and give him, her, it, some, them. I don't know what Loz's pronouns are, really. So, Habitat gardening, that's it. Thanks for watching. Where are we all from today? Oh, yes, evenly spread again. Nice to see you. He's very upset. Loz is very upset with me today. Look forward to seeing you next Saturday with Habitat Gardening. I promise I'll have something a bit more prepared. But I thought it was important that instead of leaving with the idea that it's really hard to buy plants. So it's not really hard to buy plants. It just takes a bit of legwork. Naomi says, I'll be on the road on Monday, but definitely listen to the replays. Of course, that's what they're up there for. I think Naomi, I think Loz gets plenty of love. It's just that no one else is home at the moment, so he just wants a bit more attention with me because, you know, did the 8:30 and then now here. So get him inside, get him flying around, and feed him another treat. Get him some more fruit this morning. Naomi, astounded by your sooty owl. Thanks for that first seen and heard this morning. It was very, very, very cool. Monday from the 9 o'clock right through with Holly, be talking about many, many, many issues, and it'll be broken up into segments, so you can dip in and out over the course of Monday. I'll probably have to have a break here and there to rest my voice, but we'll take it on. I won't be back on today, but I might be back streaming tomorrow, depending on what I read today. I think that's how it's going to go. Thanks, Naomi, for your comments today. I will encourage you to do a bit of online sleuthing to find a good supplier of plants. And if you're having trouble, reach out to me, and I'll if I know, if I can find something in your area, I will let you know. So yeah, you can always reach out to me on the DMs, but email is always best. grant@thebirdemergency.com. See you, everyone. Have a great weekend. I hope you're going to do something in the garden. I'm just going to be doing something with a bird. Ciao. Oh, subscribe. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Subscribe on the YouTube if you possibly can. That would please me greatly. thebirdemergency.com/YouTube. See you, folks.